Hey YouTube, Regitech here, and today we're going to be replacing an iPhone 6 LCD digitizer display. So here we have the iPhone 6 that the screen's cracked, but the screen is still functional. And here I have a brand new OEM LCD digitizer assembly for the iPhone 6. So let's go ahead and get started. The first step is to unscrew these two screws located next to the lightning port of the phone. Now that you have the two pentalobe screws out of the phone, you're just going to want to go ahead and take a suction cup. In this case, the suction cup isn't adhering to the screen because of the cracks. So we're just going to take our little metal pry tool and go ahead and work our way around the screen to unclip the clips that are holding it in. You're going to then want to double check, or you should have already have turned off the phone before opening it up. And you're just going to go ahead and unscrew the two screws that are holding down the cover plate over the power connector on the motherboard. You're going to just take a little spudger and go ahead and raise that power connector up and away from the motherboard. Then we're going to go ahead and undo the screws that are holding down the cover plate over the phone screen's ribbon cables. You're then going to want to gently pry up the ribbon cables that are connected to the motherboard using a little pry tool or a little spudger tool. Now we're just going to go ahead and connect all the ribbon cables for the new screen. Make sure that while you're connecting these cables, they're properly seated. We're just going to reconnect this power cable to do a little test and see if the screen works. Once you've tested the screen and made sure that the screen is working, we're just going to go ahead and turn off the phone. Next, you're going to want to replace that home button on the iPhone, because a home button on an iPhone has to stay with it, because without the original home button, you won't be able to utilize the Apple ID's Touch ID feature. So I'm just going to gently pry off this old home button from the old screen. You may need to use a heat gun just to loosen up the adhesive that's holding it down. Now that we've gone ahead and tested the screen, we're just going to go ahead and reassemble everything. We're going to start by putting back on the bracket plate over the screen's connectors. So remember, best practice is always to screw the screws in a diagonal fashion. This way ensuring that the plate is going on correctly and is not going to be twisted or is going to have any kinks in it. That's always the best practice, to install screws in a diagonal fashion. Then we're going to go ahead and install the screws and the cover plate over the battery's power connector. Once you have all the screws in place, just make sure and slide the top of the screen where there's the notch into place and snap all sides of the screen down into the phone's bezel. Now you're just going to want to take those two pentalobe screws and put them right back into place. So as you can see, this screen is fully functional once again, and it is working perfect. This brand new screen is an OEM replacement, and OEM is the best way to go. And once you take off that little plastic over the screen, you can see the true beauty in the new screen. I leave that for the customer to do that, just for their comfort in knowing that they had a brand new screen and that they get to be the first person to actually touch the screen. If you guys like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe to ReggieTech on YouTube, and don't forget to follow my pages on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you guys, and until next time.